feel like I have done not the best job at vlogging. I feel like I'm still trying to find a balance between living in the moment and capturing things on camera. One of the reasons I really wanted to create a YouTube channel was to be able to document memories and kind of have like a life capsule, not per se to take people along the journey with me. And so vlogging has been quite difficult, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know, another thing that's been difficult in growing in this like content creator activity is like talking while I'm doing something. If you don't know me, I don't like when two people are talking to me. I don't like to experiencing two different stimuli at the same time. So when I'm talking and doing something, I really need to focus on one thing at a time. And so that's why sometimes like on my YouTube, on my Instagram, a lot of my videos are like voiceovers, because I can focus on what I'm doing and then I can record. I'm thinking I should just do this when I get back, because I'm going home. I want my hair smelling like tea tree. I kept seeing like, guys, you really have to bear with me. I'm still learning and growing and speaking in the camera, like live. But I kept seeing a lot of videos about this nail glue. I'll just show it to you now. About this nail glue, right? And I actually think it's quite mid. I feel like Kiss Nails has done a much better job for me than this Beauty Secrets one. And maybe it's my fault in my application, but I'm pretty sure I did it the proper way, you know, drying the nail. I kept seeing people say that they had to like go through a lot of means to get these nails off when they use this glue. I don't see it, y'all. I don't see it, y'all. It's like really, it's not the best. This is the current situation right here. This is what we're gonna be doing today. This is what we're gonna be using today. Okay. So I think there's some things I've been wanting to talk about. But like I said, sometimes I'm shy to get on here and speak at once because that's just not my speaking style. I'm someone that likes to think. I like to think that I think before I speak. Yeah, and my camera is actually tilted. I can talk about, okay, so I guess my model anniversary is coming up in a few weeks. It will be 3 years since I've been professionally a model. But honestly, I can say that I've been modeling for, I've done photo shoots for the last 5 years, but I will say that I have been modeling paid for the last 3. And there's a few things I've learned. The way I got signed to my agency is I guess, kind of an interesting story. So my agency reached out to me over Instagram. So I guess I was scouted. over Instagram. Make sure this is clipped, y'all. Sorry, I can't expose myself online. I was reached out to by my agency online. I want to say in 2020, I don't remember, before the pandemic, so let's say 2019. And at the time, I thought that was very strange. I thought it was very strange for, I don't know, I watched a lot of Lifetime movies. I'm Nigerian. I just didn't think that it was real, to be honest. I didn't think it was real. So when they reached out to me, at first I didn't respond to their first, I think it was about a casting. I didn't respond. Then they reached out again and I didn't respond. I think I responded and said oh, at the time I was living outside of New York. I was going to school in Drexel. I was still in college. So it wasn't even conducive for me to be a model then because I'd have to come to New York and I didn't have the means to be that consistent in moving back and forth. It just was not the right time for me. Fast forward to 2020, the pandemic happened and I moved back home with my family, and I was having a conversation with somebody and they brought up modeling, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's true. Actually, maybe I should actually try and do this thing. I'm here, it's accessible, I have the time, I was graduating in a few months, and I would have more free time. So I applied and I got no response. And we'll talk about that later. I got no response, yo. I think I applied to 2 agencies at that time, and didn't get a response from either agency. And I was like, okay, it's fine. Modeling was not something I was chasing actively. Something that would be nice to do, but I wasn't it must be do or die. So time, I think I'm gonna say a few months went by. It wasn't that long of a time before I was like, let me try again. This time I took my audition pictures, or my headshots and my digitals rather, in a different setting, clear lighting, and just sent it and just let the chips fall where they may. And then I got a response, and then after that response I got to meet with my agents, and then that was it. And then I was signed to my agency. And we were locked in, And I've been doing it for 3 years, and I have a few thoughts on the modeling industry for someone who went in with I did have expectations. Someone who went in with no professional experience, but just enjoyed modeling, thought she was photogenic, all of that. When I got signed, I instantly thought that this is my fault, I guess. I thought being signed meant that you would book every job you audition for. I thought that because I was signed, because I had the backing of an agency, it automatically meant that anything that came to my lap was something that they already wanted me for. So here I am, auditioning for the Fenties and the what else did that was amazing, for the Fenties and for the the Skims and Abercrombie and all these amazing opportunities, and I am getting none of them. I am not getting anything. I was not getting booked for a job. Let's say that I got signed in March, I'll say. I was not getting anything. But I was auditioning, I was sending pictures, I will send tapes, and I would send different things and I wouldn't hear back, and it made me feel uncomfortable, bro. I am somebody who likes to do things and do it well. I like to get things right on the first try, and this was an uncomfortable time for me. I guess also post-college, just felt there was no, it wasn't really any, it wasn't giving, honestly, it wasn't giving. And then I booked my first ever modeling, paid modeling job was with Tata Harper. That's a really nice skincare brand. I think they're available in Sephora. I booked my first ever campaign, first project paid through my agency, my first ever project rather, and I was so excited. I think I have a picture from like when I was on set. It was a very small set, just me, I think the social media director, photographer. It was a very small set. Because of the pandemic, everything has to be very tight-knit, and I was so happy. I was so happy. It was a lot of fun. It was just great to like start that experience. And then I can't remember what my booking was like after that, like immediately after that, but I know that after that, like, I became aware to the fact that, you know, it's in ebbs and flows. Like, there are very busy times. Like, there are times where I'm booked every single week. There was times where I was booked every single week, had a job, booked and busy. And there were times, like, in the beginning of my career when it was quiet. It was quiet. It was calm. And I used to take it personally. I used to be like, why am I auditioning for things and not getting them? Why am I auditioning for things and not getting them? You know, I really did take it personally, which was I guess naive on my part. I guess good because like I had not really had this, I didn't know what to expect in this space. And I guess because again, the misconception that just because I was with an agency it would give me that level up, just like that access to every job, but that's not true. That's not true, and it's okay that that's not true. But that was just like me being young, you know, having those thoughts. So I said I'm not going to do a full beat. I'm just going to do something really light. I have to make sure I stick to that. So I was having a conversation with a fellow model one day, and I don't know if I had mentioned this or like how it came up, but I was talking about like how, you know, when I had just recently started, and I was like how I kind of thought that I'd be booking every job that I auditioned for. And she described something like, you know, when you have a menu of items, you have chicken, you have fish, you have pasta. Sometimes you're in the mood for pasta, sometimes you're in the mood for fish, sometimes you're in the mood for vegetables. Depending on what your vision and what your idea is, depends on what you want as part of your meal. And so transferring this to the modeling like world or to the creative space in general, sometimes like it's not a credit to your quality, like how beautiful you are, how your size or weight. I think it's just that sometimes when someone has a certain project in mind, they have someone in mind already for that project. It doesn't mean that you are not beautiful. It does not mean that you are not talented. It just means that in this moment, this project is not for you. And you know that saying, whatever is for you, you know, find you all that. Beyond that, it was more like the person who's creating this project has a vision in mind, and at this time, you just don't fit the vision. And that's okay. That's very okay. I think in hand with that, there's this amazing actress, Kim Fields. She talked about defining what success was for her in the creative industry. And that's not something that I had thought of at all prior to being a model. But defining what success is for me really changed the scope of how I view my job, how I view my time and my career as a model. Because let me speak for myself. I have not booked every job that I've auditioned for. I have not even seen, there's some shoots that I've never, and I don't know if I will ever see the end product of the work that I created. So I really had to take a moment to think, okay, what does success look like for me as a model? What is my definition of success in this model? What can I do in this space that I'm in to make sure that at the end of the day, at the end of every job, I am fulfilled and I am thankful that I'm here. Is it the money? Is it the connections? What is it? So for me, it ended up being just kind of how I showed up. I think I determined that success for me, God please help me to say this and to share this message well in this video. I think success for me just became showing up authentically as myself in every casting, in every booking, on every set. being kind to people, being able to enjoy and be present in the moment, because I've had so much fun doing this work, and I want to be present in the moment and not miss being present in such fun, exciting things that I have an opportunity to do. And so yeah, that's what success became for me. Being able to make sure that if I am auditioning for a role, or for a project, for a collaboration, whatever it may be, or if I'm asking or reaching out to be a part of something, that I am doing it authentically myself and not compromising on, a boundary or something that is not, that I have set. And trust me, in this space, sometimes they're gonna push your boundaries. They're gonna try and push you to do something you don't want to do. Don't do it. Don't do it. It's the modeling industry, the creative industry can be very volatile, and it's different when you work on a different sort of business where you have a product that is what the consumer uses, but when you are the product, it can be a little emotionally, it can be a little emotional, feeling like, if you don't want to do something, if you don't want to, let a boundary be crossed, that they will find somebody else, which they will, and which they can, which can happen. But it's important for me it's important for me to stand my ground and to stand on business, and to be firm in things that I said I will and will not do. I've had those situations before, but fortunately the great sets and projects that I've worked on, they've always been understanding. If I said I am or not going to do something, they've always been understanding. So I have no complaints with that regard. It's just, for me, again, defining what success is for me. And in that area I have been successful. In the area of authenticity, in the area of standing on business, I've been successful. It's not been easy, but I'm thankful that people have been receptive to that. On projects, both paid and unpaid, I have had so much fun. There are so many creative people in this world, y'all. I truly love seeing people bring their vision to life. I talk about it on my podcast, The Right to Be, with a lot of health professionals who, they have this dream or this vision of wanting to become a doctor, dentist. Give me a second. I talk about it a lot on my podcast. I talk about the dream, vision to actions, with the physicians, with the pharmacists I interview, how they turn what they have in their mind into reality. And so to see that in that creative space, there are so many creative people in this world, and it has been so amazing to work with them. Photographers so talented, creative directors so talented. I literally did a project in Nigeria in December, and this the stylist, she's a draper, so she drapes the clothes on me in real time. She made the clothes on my body in real time. I have never had that done before. I have already said she's going to be part of my wedding photo shoot, even though the other details need to be worked out, but she is already going to be my wedding photo, you can have a photo shoot for stylist or draper, wherever I need her, she's gonna be part of that team. But yeah, just so many talented people. I've had fun on both e-com and editorial shoots, and e-com is, for anybody who doesn't know what e-com is when you're purchasing a product rather, on a clothing brand. The models you see on those sites, that's e-com. E-coms are straight to the point. They're nice. And then editorials are more like the creative. That's where the poses come out, and the flair and the creativity and the pizzazz. That's where that comes out. Versus e-com, which is more we want to be able to see the clothes that you're selling. And it's nice. But yeah, I've had so much fun, and it's been really great. What else have I learned? Really in this space? Yeah. So when I first when I first auditioned or like tried to join this agency that I'm with, when I first tried to get signed to an agency, I sent out an application and I didn't get any response. And I don't think that when that happens to other people, I just tell them not to get discouraged and to send it again, because chances are the inbox is very full. You don't know the size of the team, so just send that email again. But yeah, by God's grace, this year will be an amazing year for me. I'm not trying to do too much today. I'm gonna try and keep it very, like, super light. Okay, I'm gonna try and rush through the rest of my makeup and come back and say goodbye. Okay guys, this is the final look. I made this hair, I made this color, like the color of this hair, I made it myself. But yes, it was so good talking. I hope I actually shared this video, and I'm proud of myself for yapping this long. Hats off to me. I hope my story inspires somebody, motivates somebody to take that extra step in whatever career, whatever creative career that you are in. Yeah, have a wonderful rest of your day and see you next time.